Welcome to class 33 of Secretarial practice, and in this class we are going to study regarding the duties of directors. So the duties of directors, so there are innumerable of directors duties. So right from the beginning of the company, so that is from the incorporation to till its liquidation. So directors are going to perform many duties. Some of the duties have been specifically laid down in the Companies Act, and other duties are implied. So there are some duties which I am going to explain you. So first is to determine the amount of minimum subscription to minimum subscription. So yes, what is this minimum subscription? So minimum subscription refers to the minimum amount. Okay, so it is the minimum amount so that is required by the company for its preliminary function. So that we call it as minimum subscription. So it has been provided by the Company Act that the company must receive application for a certain minimum number of shares. So before going ahead with the allotment of shares, in order to prevent company from commencing business with inadequate resources, so this we call it as minimum subscription. The limit of minimum subscription is 90% of the size of the issue. Okay, so that amount, to determine that amount, the director is going to perform the duty. The next is to hold the statutory meeting. So what is this statutory meeting? So statutory meeting, as we know, this is the first meeting of the company. So which company normally? The public company. So we say statutory, so which means compulsory or mandatory by law. Okay. So this meeting will be held once in the lifetime of the company. So when the directors will send a notice to the meeting to all the members of the company, so at least 21 days before meeting, and also send a copy of statutory report to the shareholders and the registrar of the company. The next is to prepare and file a statutory report with the registrar. So I said they are going to file or send the copy of statutory report to the shareholders and the registrar of company. So what is this statutory report? So board of directors shall at least 21 days before the day of which the meeting is held. So they are going to forward a report to every member of the company and to the registrar of the company. So what does this statutory report contain? So it contains the document. So statutory report is also a document. So it contains the document regarding the total number of shares what you have allotted. So how much cash you have received, what are the preliminary expenses, name, address and occupation of directors, auditors, managers and secretary, and changes if there is any changes. So all these things will be there. So along with that, calls if any, if the calls are unpaid by the directors or the managers, so all these things will be there in the statutory report. So the next is to call annual general meeting every year. So annual general meeting is nothing but the meeting which should be conducted so every year. So at the end of the year you are going to conduct the annual general meeting, and in this annual general meeting you are going to discuss what is the progress that is been taken by the company in the previous year and what we can improve further. The further prospects will be discussed in the annual general meeting. This annual general meeting is also called as your ordinary meeting or the meeting of your shareholders. So this meeting, to call the meeting, general meeting, the directors have the authority, or it is the duty of board of directors. So why? Before calling for the general meeting, so they have to fix the time, date, place of meeting. and agenda of meeting. So that they are going to discuss in what? In the board meeting. First they are going to conduct the board meeting, and there they are going to fix all these things, and then they are going to send the notice for the general meeting. So it is said that to call annual general meeting every year, it is the duty of director. Then the next is to hold their own meeting at least once in every 3 months. Okay, so own meeting means here the board meeting. Okay, so they should hold the board meeting at least once in every 3 months of the year. And then the next is to pay dividend only out of divisible profit of the company. So what is this divisible profit? So divisible profit is nothing but profit, so it is a part. So whatever you are going to get. So divisible profit means it is a portion of profit so that can be legally distributed as a dividend to the shareholders. It is known as divisible profit. And it is a duty of the director to see that the dividend is paid only out of the divisible profits of the company. The next is to purchase and pay for their qualification shares. So as we know, as a director, to be the director of the company, we have to purchase qualification share. So we have purchased the qualification shares. So there will be some directors who have not paid for the shares. So it is the duty of the director to see that all the shares, or the directors whatever shares they have held, that is called as qualification share, whether they have purchased and paid for the qualification share or not. The next is to sign the prospectus before it is filed with the registrar. So as we know, prospectus is a document, or we say it is an invitation to the public. So which should be prepared at the time, or when you are going to issue the shares. So this should be filed with the registrar, and in this prospectus it is necessary that the directors should sign the prospectus. The next is to approve the balance sheet and profit and loss account. So which means approve, or we can say whatever balance sheet is prepared and profit and loss account is prepared by the accountant of the company, the director should go through that and give an approval whether it is right or wrong. The next is to disclose their interest, if any, in any contract entered into by the company. Okay, so their interest towards the contract should be disclosed. The next is to manage the affairs of the company efficiently. So to see that each and everything is done properly or not. The next is to act in a good faith and in the interest of company. So whatever they do, it should be for the benefit of the company and not for their personal interest. The next is to discharge their duties with a reasonable care, skill and diligence. So whatever office they are holding as a director, so whatever duties they have, so that they have to perform it very efficiently. So I think I have forgotten one duty, so that is to convey an extraordinary general meeting as and when required by the requisition. Which means extraordinary general meeting means, so it is the meeting which is held in between the two annual general meetings. Okay, so when they are going to hold it, so if there is any requirement, if there are any emergency, so which we cannot postpone till the next general meeting, so in such case we are going to hold the extraordinary general meeting. So examples like, suppose you want to alter the memorandum of association, so any clause of your memorandum of association, at that time we are going to call for the extraordinary general meeting. Thank you.